Have you ever heard of a river so powerful that it holds a god at its heart? Discover the untold legend of Nyami Nyami, the guardian spirit of Africa's mighty Zambezi River, whose wrath and compassion shaped the destiny of an entire people. You won't believe the breathtaking secrets hidden beneath its waters. Please like, comment, subscribe for more interesting story. Long ago, nestled in the heart of southern Africa, lay the mighty Zambezi River. Known for its thunderous roar as it cascaded over the Victoria Falls, the river was both a lifeline and a source of great mystery to the Tonga people who lived along its banks. At the heart of this river's power was Nyami Nyami, the river god. His presence was revered, his power respected, and his story whispered from one generation to the next. One moonless night, a young boy named Tendai wandered to the river's edge, desperate for water for his ailing mother. As he cried out for help, the waters began to ripple. Emerging from the depths was Nyami Nyami, his shimmering scales reflecting the starlight. Centuries later, the harmony between the river and its people was tested. When colonial settlers arrived, they sought to harness the power of the Zambezi. Plans were made to construct a great dam that would provide electricity and tame the wild waters. The Tonga elders warned against disturbing the sacred river, but their pleas fell on deaf ears. One fateful year, a devastating flood swept through the region, destroying much of the construction and taking many lives. The locals believed it was Nyami Nyami himself, rising in fury to reclaim his river. The villagers prepared an elaborate ritual. They crafted a massive wooden effigy of Nyami Nyami, adorned it with shells and feathers, and filled it with offerings of fish, millet, and precious stones. Chanting prayers and songs that echoed across the river, they sent the effigy afloat, hoping to soothe the river god's anger. As the effigy drifted downstream, the waters grew still. Generations later, the story of Nyami Nyami continues to be told, not just as a cautionary tale, but as a reminder of the importance of respecting nature. Elders teach their children about the river's power and the delicate balance between humanity and the environment. In the modern era, visitors from around the world come to the Zambezi, drawn by the allure of its legends and its breathtaking beauty. The Tonga people share their stories, proud keepers of a rich cultural heritage that speaks to the heart of humanity's relationship with the natural world. The tale of Nyami Nyami is more than just a story. It is a symbol of resilience, respect, and the enduring power of tradition. As the river continues to flow, so too does the spirit of Nyami Nyami, reminding all who hear his tale that the forces of nature are not to be tamed, but cherished and protected. The story of Nyami Nyami inspires the young and old alike, encouraging them to protect the river and its surroundings. Rituals honoring him continue to this day, ensuring his legacy endures as a reminder of the power and beauty of nature. Let me tell you another interesting story. One hot season, the rains stopped and the rivers dried up. The forest became dusty and food grew scarce. The animals were worried about how they would survive. Tortoise, always wise, decided to dig deep into the ground to find hidden water. He worked slowly but steadily, and after many days he discovered a small underground spring. Baboon, sitting high in a tree, saw Tortoise drinking the cool water. His mouth watered. "Tortoise, my friend," Baboon called, "I see you have found water. Will you share it with me?" Tortoise looked up at Baboon. "I will share, but only if you promise to use the water wisely and leave some for others." Baboon eagerly agreed. "Of course, my friend. You can trust me." Tortoise stepped aside, and Baboon rushed to drink. He drank and drank until his belly was round and full. He didn't leave any water for the other animals. Tortoise sighed. He knew Baboon was greedy, but he wanted to teach him a lesson. The next day, Tortoise found another spring, even deeper underground. This time, he decided to outsmart Baboon. When Baboon appeared, Tortoise said, "Baboon, I have found a new spring, but it's magic water. It will only flow if we dance and sing to it. Would you like to try?" Baboon's eyes lit up. He loved the idea of magic water. "Yes, let's do it," he exclaimed. Tortoise began to dance slowly, tapping the ground with his feet. He sang, "Magic water, magic water, flow for those who share." Baboon joined in, clapping his hands and stomping his feet. The spring began to bubble, and clear water flowed out. Tortoise took a small sip and stepped aside. "Now, it's your turn, Baboon. But remember, the magic only works if you leave some for others." Suddenly, the ground beneath Baboon began to shake. The spring vanished, leaving nothing but dry dirt. Baboon was startled. "What happened?" he asked. Tortoise explained, "The magic water knows when someone is greedy. It disappears if you take too much." Baboon hung his head in shame. Baboon apologized. "I was wrong to take more than I needed. From now on, I will share and think of others. Let me tell you another interesting story. Once upon a time, nestled in the heart of Africa, lay the mighty Zambezi River, a source of life, mystery, and power. The Tonga people, who lived along its banks, revered the river not just for its abundance, but for its protector, Nyami Nyami, the guardian spirit of the Zambezi. During a time of drought, when the river's flow dwindled and the land turned to dust, a young boy named Tendai ventured to the riverbank. His mother lay ill, and the village's crops had withered. As Tendai prayed for relief, the waters began to ripple. Emerging from the depths was Nyami Nyami himself, his glowing form shimmering under the moonlight. "Take this water," Nyami Nyami spoke, his voice resonating like the current. "Share it with your people, and remember to honor the river, for as long as you do, it will sustain you." From that day, the river flowed once more, and the Tonga people celebrated Nyami Nyami with offerings of fish, millet, and prayers. For centuries, the Tonga people and Nyami Nyami coexisted in harmony, their respect for the river ensuring its abundance. But this balance was threatened with the arrival of colonial settlers. These newcomers, unaware of Nyami Nyami's significance, sought to tame the river by constructing a massive dam. The elders warned, "Nyami Nyami will not allow this disruption. The river is sacred, and its spirit will defend it." Their warnings were ignored as construction began. Strange occurrences disrupted progress. Equipment was swallowed by whirlpools, and storms arose without warning. One fateful year, as the dam neared completion, a flood unlike any other swept through the region. The river overflowed its banks, destroying construction sites and claiming lives. The settlers were forced to halt their work, while the Tonga people mourned the loss and pleaded for forgiveness. Gogo Mapumo, the village elder, gathered the community. "We must perform a sacred ritual to appease Nyami Nyami," she declared. "Only then can harmony be restored." The villagers crafted a wooden effigy of the river god, adorned it with shells and feathers, and filled it with offerings. With songs and prayers, they sent the effigy afloat, hoping to soothe the guardian's anger. As the effigy drifted downstream, the waters grew still, The villagers watched in silence, their hearts heavy with hope. When the river returned to its calm state and the floods ceased, they knew Nyami Nyami had accepted their offering. Generations later, the story of Nyami Nyami continues to be told, not just as a cautionary tale, but as a reminder of the importance of respecting nature. Elders teach their children about the river's power and the delicate balance between humanity and the environment. In the modern era, visitors from around the world come to the Zambezi, drawn by the allure of its legends and its breathtaking beauty. The Tonga people share their stories, proud keepers of a rich cultural heritage that speaks to the heart of humanity's relationship with the natural world. The tale of Nyami Nyami is more than just a story. It is a symbol of resilience, respect, and the enduring power of tradition. As the river continues to flow, so too does the spirit of Nyami Nyami, reminding all who hear his tale that the forces of nature are not to be tamed, but cherished and protected. The story of Nyami Nyami inspires the young and old alike, encouraging them to protect the river and its surroundings. Rituals honoring him continue to this day, ensuring his legacy endures as a reminder of the power and beauty of nature.